Welcome to Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Want to tell everybody Happy New Year. Welcome 2019. I hope everybody had a safe and happy New Year. I had a blast. I brought it in with my family. Had a real good time, and I'm wishing everybody a prosperous and exciting and fun-filled 2019. We're ready for our first show of the year to kick everything off. Kind of give you a recap like I normally do with my introduction each week. Give you a recap of my past week. We had our last show for 2018, which went pretty cool. And this past weekend, I got a chance for the first time to meet all the fellow station members from Misfit Media Entertainment Group. And we had an awesome time. It was real cool meeting everybody. Had all us together, and we got to share and talk about our vision for 2019. So I'm expecting a very, very exciting year for West Side Misfit Entertainment Group also. So that went pretty well. I finally got a chance to map out and chart all my 2019 goals. So I was super duper excited about that. I made everything like I told it. Like I always say, make them incremental and attainable. So it was out of 22 goals I had last year, 2018. I reached 17 of them. So that was that was a huge milestone for me. And this year I got probably about the same amount, some of the same ones. The main goal that I didn't reach, and I share this with everybody, was my weight. I was trying to do a pro bodybuilding contest about 2 years ago, and I'm right at 221. And I had got down to 188. And I ain't seen 188 in about 2 years. And I don't need to get down to 188, but I want to get down to 200. But 200 was my goal. So actually, I was at 220 this time last year, and I'm still right at the same thing. So that was one of the major goals that I didn't accomplish. And to be totally honest with you, I did not put the focus on. I put everything else. So I'm making a conscious effort to reach that goal this year. So, I ain't no doubt in my mind I will be. I don't have any more speedo dreams or aspirations about getting on stage and posing, but just health-wise and stuff like that. And I'm pretty active, try to, working out and everything, but just at least get at 200 pounds. I don't need to get that a little bit. That's one of the main goals I want to share with everybody. And I keep everybody updated throughout the year to let you know how I'm going with my goals. So I'm right at 221 right now, and hopefully by the end of this month, I got aspirations of being probably about 218, 217, something like that. So I'm trying to, drop in, lose about 5 to 6 pounds a month, and I think I'll be where I should be in everything. Remember, incremental and attainable. That's what I'm trying to do. Also, we're kicking off tax season. I'm the owner of Majestic Business Services. We're a small business one-stop shop service firm. We do income tax preparation, business for business and individual, payroll, bookkeeping, anything you need, business formations. Like I said, again, a one-stop shop. We're taking appointments now. You can go to my website, www.majesticbiz.com. Also, I have a link there. Well, when you go to the website, you'll see, hey, Megan, you'll see the business appointment link. If you hit on that link at the website, you can set you an appointment right now for tax preparation. We also have links if you want to just get basic consulting. And again, I'll bring up this stuff again throughout the program to let you know. But I brought up at the end of at the last show, we were awarded from entrepreneur.com the 360 list, which is we're part of the top 360 privately owned companies in the United States. Been in business 18 years. Super proud of that. Worked very, very, very hard to get that status and make that list. So I'm super proud of that. Again, that's entrepreneur.com 360. I think we came at 334. So I was at the bottom, but I went all the way at rock bottom. But I think that says a lot when you talk about companies throughout the United States for us to make that list. That was very, very impressive, especially taking consideration of the size of our organization. So I'm super proud of that. Today's show is something that very, very, very near and dear to me because not only am I an awesome entrepreneur, awesome accountant, awesome business owner, super duper husband, but I'm also a proud father. And with being a father, I've been a volunteer youth coach for this be this be 16 or 17 years. It's a long time. I've been doing it consecutively. From my oldest son, who was 24, to my baby boy, who was 8 years old. I've been nonstop coaching football. And the show we're talking about today is your child will disappoint you, and they'll make decisions that will disappoint you, but it's not the end of the world. And reason why I want to bring this up, because we have so many parents that support their kids, and and we get so engulfed in the things that our kids do that we forget that they kids and they gonna make mistakes, and we get lost in the sauce with some of the mistakes that they make, and we need damn near therapy to recover from it once the mistakes are made. Like, I can't believe this, just did this, and everything. So that's pretty much gonna be the topic of today's show, as we do a deep dive at recognizing some of the things that kids will do, and that they do, and also some of the corrective measures we can put in place to help them so they don't make the same mistakes, and also coping mechanism we can have as parents to move forward from it. Okay. Now, as we start, also I'll be in co-host today with one of the owners of Misfit Media Group, DJ Lab, and everything. Give a shout out to him. That's right. And everything. I was gonna give another shout out again. Misfit. I keep saying it wrong. Am I booging it up?
Misfits Media Group.
Misfits Media Group. I don't say entertainment and everything like that.
It's all the same to me.
Yeah, I'll go into the strip club for a second. I'm sorry. But I want to give a great shout out to you guys. Again, man, from when you guys stepped out on your faith back in April to what you've grown to where you're at right now, and just to even sit there and feel their energy in the room, and hear the people from the other shows and stuff like that, man. I want to hats off to you guys. Yeah. Hats off to you guys. Super proud of y'all, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys also.
Yeah, as we wanted to do that in order to get everybody in the same room, so we all can see that we all have the same vision. No show should compete with the other. We all should help each other out to attain all of our goals. So that was just one of the things we wanted to do. Miss Missalot Donna came up with that, and we just wanted to get everybody together, showing that we do have a vision for the future. That we just not, turn on cameras and live streams and saying go. Mm-hmm. We actually have a plan for the future to make all this grow. Because I'm gonna tell you honestly, at the end of November, once I had got iHeartRadio and all those other iTunes and all that, once we got ourselves on there, I was kind of stagnant. I was trying to figure out what else to do now. How can I make this a viable, profitable, and make it grow more than what I've done in these last few months. Mm-hmm. So I hit a wall. So mm-hmm. I had to sit back and step away and just think about what else can we do in order to make, because people are fickle. Mm-hmm. People are funny. They don't necessarily want to follow you or subscribe to anything that you do unless you're already famous. So we're trying to figure out a way to get them to understand that we have viable content. We have, all the shows are different. All of them are different.
Absolutely.
It's surprising that all the shows that we have are different. No one show is alike. Now, it may be some overlap of content a little bit, but it's never, the shows are never the same. Your show adds that mix in the soup that we really need, because you really need to have somebody who has financial and life experience, life lessons that they can go and show people, because people want to hear that stuff too. So mm-hmm. we just wanted to get everybody together, show that we are thinking about the future. We are not just trying to do this as a fly-by-night. We're trying to figure out how to make this like Netflix, as far as I'm concerned. I want to be Netflix of podcasts, and why can't I be Netflix of podcasts?
Absolutely. Like I mentioned to you, man, just, we're reviewing, they had those Atlanta radio all those awards last year, and I can't see why, just sitting in that room looking around, the momentum and the energy we had, why we shouldn't be winning those same awards, exactly. Next year and stuff, or this year rather, and everything, because I know what we bring to the table. So again, I appreciate the opportunity. Okay, we're starting our show. Again, we're talking to parents and future parents and prospective parents about the fact that your children are going to make mistakes in life, and that's okay. It's okay they're going to make mistakes. They're not perfect people, And sometimes they're gonna make small mistakes. Sometimes they're gonna make humongous mistakes, and then sometimes they're gonna make some of them worth the mistakes. And that's okay. They're human, and they're growing. They're individuals, and they're gonna make those mistakes. So I want to discuss that. And I'm gonna start tonight's show. Speaking of a story dealing with me personally, my oldest son, he just graduated, played college football, but he was also a nationally ranked sprinter. And I remember probably about 12 years ago, we was at the national championships. And mind you, like I said, we was at the nationals. We weren't at one of the local meets. And they were doing a 4x800 meter relay. The unique thing about what they were doing, the 400 meter 4x800 meter relay, which is 2 laps around. If you're not familiar with track, each person on the relay team running four guys running. Each guy was running 2 laps around. The unique part about him being on that relay team, they put him on that maybe 3 weeks prior, for them to make the qualifiers to do it, and then go forward to the nationals. So this was just a patchwork that they put together. He was a sprinter. 800 meters considered like mid-distance sprints. Fast forward to the nationals. Now keep in mind, this is 12 to 15 years ago. Deonte, I was a little bit more arrogant and everything, and so we get to the nationals, right? And I'm just kind of just paint this picture, just kind of close your eyes and just see this. We're at the nationals running. We made it to the finals, and it's on. Okay, we get there in the race. My son was running anchor, which is the last leg. The relay team had made a sizable lead to get, because the other 3 sprinters runners on the race, they were actually 800 meters runners. Torm was the only one. He was the only one that wasn't a natural 800 meter runner. So by the time he got the stick, we had a whole lap lead, and my little short ass is running up and down the stands. Yeah. And so he got the stick. I knew it was on. So I'm just running my damn mouth that first lap. Go for the goal, T. And I know all these people looking at me. He sit his short ass down. And I'm running. Yeah. My wife's sitting over there, probably saying the same thing. Sit your ass down. But I'm all hyped up. So by the time they come to the second lap, I noticed this big tall boy that was just gaining momentum. Now, I remember this tall boy from early in the day. He was a finalist in 800 meters. So we talking about he was probably one of the top eight 800 meter runners in the country. And his ass was coming. And the little idea in the back of my mind, I know this MF is not finna get caught. So we go on that last lap. And they were just going. And I went from being super loud to concern. And shit. Man, they got that last 150 meters. That joker was coming. And my son, he was struggling. When they got that last 10 meters, that guy was just covering so much ground. And the last 3 or 4 steps of that race caught his ass. Now, I'm sitting here just looking around, and I know everybody know like, Snick, look at his little short ass. Just look at his ass, just laughing and giggling. And I'm sitting here like, what the hell wrong with that boy? I'm losing my mind. How the hell he get caught? And, I'm totally damn pissed off. Totally pissed off. Because I'm out there with my chest poked out, running up and down the stands. Because I done lost my race. I mean, he lost. Oh, he came in second in his race. But I done forgot because I'm out here losing my damn mind. I see the folks looking at me snickling. I can't even raise my big ass head and everything. And I'm just dejected. Then I turned for 1 second and looked at the jumbo screen. And I seen my son had collapsed after the race. And they were helping him back up. He was just totally exhausted. And they were helping him back up. And then the screen went blank. So I don't know if he was damn knocked out and fell out or whatever. And then it came, hit my head. Your ass ain't running, Pooch. This is him. Mm-hmm. So then I go to a concern, because I looked at my wife and I was like, do you know where he at and everything? So we breaking our neck trying to figure out where he was at. And so we're at University of Tennessee. And so from where the track was to go over there where the the medical tents were, that was probably like it was more than half the length of the track on the outside. So it gave me a little time to think and get my thoughts together and try to figure out what was going on and how big a damn fool I acted in the stands and everything. And with going through that, I was just thinking about, man, what am I gonna say to him? What am I gonna say to him and everything? Because taking consideration, what he had did, he hadn't even really practiced for this race, and for them to make it to the finals and actually get a silver medal at the nationals, I'm looking like a big jackass, just tripping. But when we got to the tent, he was okay. He's feeling bad and everything like that. Gave him a hug and everything. But that was just one of those prime examples of, as parents, we live vicariously so much through our kids' successes, and we feel so proud. Hey, man, how your kid doing? How you do this, that, and that, and everything. And then when something happens, we feel like this shit happened to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we forget, that, hey, it ain't about us and everything like that. And that was just a real wake-up moment for me. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm very, very thankful he didn't see me flip the hell out. Yeah, exactly. And everything like that. Now, I know he heard me go run when he's running and everything like that. But that was a real wake-up moment for me, like, hey, man, everything we doing ain't necessarily about you, bro. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burton. We're streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, and Apple Radio. Please go to the YouTube channel and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of good information there, a lot of great shows that I've made. Hey, officially, this is my 6th show.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about that. But I have probably about 20 freestanding videos giving advice and tips. So please like, share, and subscribe to the station. You have a lot of good information on there, okay? But back to what we're talking about. When you're parents, we all want the best for our kids. We all want the best for our kids, and we all sit there and when they born, kind of map out, I want them to do this, I want to do that, and then when they start walking, dang, man, he only 5 months or 6 months walking, like normal shit, like our kids special. Yeah. We go.
Oh, he gonna be a star.
There you go.
How fast he walking.
Yeah. You go to the first grade teacher. Well, look, if he can write a circle in the line, you might want to try to get him tested. Teacher looking at you like you damn stupid. He ain't no different from the rest of the kids in the class. But we just had that feeling like, okay, that's my kid. He's different. He's special.
We always see our children. We always see the best in our children, no matter how bad how bad they are. Like, they get older and they just terrible. We always still see the best in them.
Absolutely.
And excuse me to the ladies in here, but even when kids are ugly, we still see the thing.
And we forget where they got half the ugly from.
Even when we see the little babies and they be ugly, we like, "Ooh, that baby ugly." But the parent be like, "That's the most beautiful baby in the world."
Absolutely.
And we on the outside, like, they go, "No." All babies are beautiful. I'm just messing with y'all, but
no,
yeah. So we always see the best in our children. We always see them for what we think they can be and for what we think they have the potential to be. So that's what we are, regardless of what may happen in between that, we still see it. Nothing fogs it away, nothing makes it go away. They could be the worst kid in the world. I'm gonna give you a good example. Somebody on TV, on the news, a kid and killed 12 people, and they always say, well, he was always the best child, he never gave me any trouble, you know what I'm saying? But that's because the parent only see the good in the child. They never see the bad in the child. So we always gonna make sure think our children can fly and got superpowers, can run the 40 in 1 second. Just
one of the most humbling experiences for any parent when you realize that moment comes when you realize you can't control certain things with your child. Typically the older your child gets, the less control you have as a parent. We talking about as a baby, a toddler, preschooler, elementary school. We have so much control. As far as their decision, they don't make decisions and everything. So we pretty much, you know, cover everything in their life. And as they get older and they enter adolescence and preteen and teenager years, that's when, decision making is crucial. And also, not even decision making, where you're, they haven't even made decisions, but just outside factors can control it. Like they work hard for this particular play and they didn't get it. Not because, person didn't like them. They might have only had 2 or 3 slots. They just too short for the pod. All kind of stuff can come up, and that's just nerve wracking for a parent.
Right.
And sometimes we do the wrong thing to fix it. Whereas, well, let me say this: I don't necessarily know if it's the right thing, but we can mask it where we can make it a teaching moment to let them know, hey, everything is going to work in your favor. And we turn around and buy them ice cream, buy them a toy, buy them a new video game, and say they just tripping. Everybody tripping. That man, this, that, and that, and the kid, they never learn. I was looking at me and my baby boy last night was looking at he's going through all the damn episodes of Jermaine Dupri's show, rapping. And I was asking his little buddy, is he gonna rap? He's like, nah, I'm just watching. But it was just so funny to see all the parents that were managers that were when Jermaine would do the critique, for the different stages or different competitions, and they were afterwards, I don't see what the hell he's saying. I don't see that. And he was just giving straight objective criticism. And the kids were never learning corrective measures to make it happen again. They were just so stuck on he just tripping because they heard their parents say that and everything. I know it with me when I coach kids, even telling my other kids, when stuff happens, hey, this, that, and that, what did you do? And I'm quick to say that. What did you do? Well, no, he did it. Well, what did you do? That's one of the things you got to sit here to yourself. Just say, what did you do that may have caused that? Because you do want to teach them accountability, which is a trait a lot of human beings don't know.
Exactly.
They know blameability, but they don't know shit accountability. Exactly. And parents just miss that fact. Your child's never gonna learn to grow until they learn to accept, what they may have did in the process to cause that. So that's one of the things that when we lose that that power of control of our kids, that's really a real hard adjustment for a lot of parents. You see that a lot with kids. Kids are athletes, and coach ain't playing them. Now we transferring from school to school and high school, and I'm sitting here looking. They had the big thing in Georgia last year. The kids transferring high schools because it didn't work, and they want to go to another high school. We got hell, it's not uncommon. Now you see a talented athlete go to 2 or 3 high schools. And I'm sitting here like, you want to do that and go to a major university or college and compete with maybe 10 kids. If you can't handle this, yeah, exactly. And if you can't handle this, brother, that ain't. And a lot of times, I think the parent just tell the kid, look, this is life. I just remember, my son called me with, he first got to school with, hey, this, that, and that, and everything. And I was just honest with him, brother, if you can't compete with 5 people for a position, I don't know what the hell you're going to do when you get out here in the world. Right. And your brother done moved in your room, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. So, and that was the end of that conversation. But you have to teach that, because it could have been a whole another way where I say, hey, man, well, come on, let's go, let's leave. And going also with parents sometimes, you ever heard the parents sometimes, when they hear certain things, they get the phone call, they get the text, or they get a notice that the child did something crazy in school. And I don't mean, failing a test. He just cursed me out. Your son just shot a bird at the teacher. Your son just, slapped some girl at school. I'm just keep saying son. Your daughter wouldn't be quiet. That's a daughter. Yeah, because none of the daughters know how to shut the hell up. Yeah, so you get that notice, and you just like, no hell. Right. Not my child.
He tripping.
Hey, what did you do to him, or what did you do to her? What started that? And never, ever ask the child, did that happen? What's going on? or anything like that. Just never do that. Never come across that. And the person might be lying on your child. They may be over exaggerating about your child and stuff like that. But that's one of the moments where we, as a parent, you have to sit there and take control and assess the situation, because a lot of times, especially right now, we're hearing on the news, kids have made horrific mistakes or decisions, and a lot of these parents are handling this shit totally wrong. They go and you see a kid and did something crazy, they turn around and you tell they're doing things that no thought went behind. They run in front of the damn cameras of the news and say this, that, and that stuff, and didn't research any information. Knowing when you deal with them school systems and all that kind of stuff, when you dealing with them, hell, they already got a manual of everything that's set up in there, and you're sitting there like, well, they didn't do this, that, and that, and you can't argue with it. You haven't gathered your facts or anything. You just went off straight emotion. And there are certain things you need to do when you're in a time of crisis. And so, what I was just sitting there, just thinking over the past couple of weeks in regards to just kind of give parents some things that you need to do just in times of crisis. First you want to kind of, your kids and failures and their successes are theirs. Keep that in mind. You're proud of them, you love them and everything like that, but also remember that those are their failures and successes and not yours. From a support standpoint, you there?
Yeah, I get it. I just want and we have a bad habit of putting undue pressure on them. We want them to succeed because a lot of times because we didn't. So we figure that they can do it. So we put the pressure of our failures on them to succeed and make us proud and make us feel like we can succeed in raising them. So we put undue pressure on them. So a lot of times that's why kids, they fail at some things because they got so much pressure on them. I don't think parents realize that kids get stressed too. Mm-hmm. Kids get stressed out. They worry. They they have pressure too. Let alone peer pressure, but parent pressure, teacher pressure, principal pressure, police and school pressure. So they got pressure too. So I think a lot of times we don't take into consideration those facts that our children have probably just as much pressure as we do, and they're only preteens. Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't put any due pressure on them as well. We should let them, if they decide they want to play football, that's fine. But we shouldn't say, well, you need to play football.
Yeah, absolutely.
We shouldn't, or they decide they want to be a ballerina, we shouldn't say, well, and they say, well, I don't want to be a ballerina anymore. I want to try tap dance. No, you need to do a ballerina. Just unnecessary things.
Yeah.
Kids usually fail at things that they're not happy doing anyway.
Absolutely. And again, as parents, a lot of these, I won't say they're mistakes, but these things, the decisions that we make when we handle these situations, they're emotional decisions. We're not thought out, and that's what it goes into when I was saying some of these measures or actions you can take during a crisis. Of course, things shock you, but you need to kind of get over it as quick as possible. And when I say that, don't get over and move forward, but get to a point where you can, okay, I felt bad for this certain time. Let me get a game plan together to help my child. Because, of course, you're still going to be going through something, but you can't be totally effed up in the head trying to help them because they way more effed up than you. Because an effed up person don't need to be helping another effed up person because you're going to have some effed up results. We don't need that. There you go. So we need to get that, Parents also remember you're not the focal point of this. It is your child. So kind of make sure that you're making decisions that's going to be towards the positive for your child. Also, don't openly show your resentment. You may let your kid know how disappointed. You can show them how mad you are initially. And, you can say a couple things here and there, but don't openly keep dragging that damn resentment on because, again, you won't be able to move forward. And they're also going to be harboring somebody you still damn pissed off. I ain't saying forget about it. I ain't saying just don't have things in place, measures in place to correct it. They may be on punishment, whatever, but constantly acting like they just this effed up person or screw up or anything like that is not gonna fix it. So that's why I say, just getting that positive game plan together. That's probably one of the most important things you need to do. And also have open lines of communication. You want to make sure that when you and your child is talking, you both parties, you and your child, able to receive, assess, process, and give each other good feedback going forward. Because a lot of times we get so engulfed in life that I don't say we forget about our kids, but we just take um, unintended. I won't say, I'm trying to find the word, but it's unintended. What we take for granted our kids, and that's one of the things we don't, because we so busy. Excuse me, we're mapping out what we want to do for the kids this spring and this summer. We done totally damn forgot about what the hell we got going on with them right now. It ain't intended, and everything. So that's one of the things. We'll make sure those lines of communication are there. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of good information there. Just join us. Tonight's topic is your child will make mistakes and bad decisions, and it's not the end of the world. I'm trying to just, look at some different things the kids do, and also try to help your parents with some corrective measures going forward with dealing with this. All right, now we get to this point right here. I got some different actions I think parents can practice, and if you practice these items, I think you'll be able to better handle your kids having certain setbacks, mistakes, or whatever going forward. First thing I think parents need to do. The first thing I think you need to do when you have these little crises happen, first thing is recognize if it's an honest mistake or an intentional act. Okay? That's one of the first things, because again, a child can, put a name in the wrong spot and it cause chaos and everything from the top down, or a child can actually do something that's totally intentional to cause all hell everywhere. So I think that's one of the first things we need to do. Just number one, figure out if this was just an honest mistake or an intentional act. And reason why you do that, you want to handle how you give discipline or instructions with a mistake totally different than you do an intentional act. A mistake, talk to them, hey, listen, you don't need to do this, because, hey, even though it's a mistake, you see these could be some serious results that come back from it. Or if it's an intentional act, you may have to pull out the belt or take a little, or punishment, just different things. But that's the first thing you need to do, because a lot of time we go off on the deep end when it's just an honest mistake, and that's the first. Mainly, kids can just be so shook because it's one of the things that they didn't mean to do, and a lot of times parents handle everything the same way, and that shouldn't be done. The second thing, know the difference between discipline and teaching a kid. Okay, and what I mean by that is, when you're discipline needed when there is that intentional act happen, and it's a form of punishment. Where you may, if it's corporal punishment, put them on punish. You may have them, doing certain things around the house, or however you handle certain things. But just knowing the correct way that you're going to handle your kid, and what I mean by correct is having an effective way that your child would not want to do those same behaviors again. And because again, what worked for one child, some people just all the time whooping them. And again, you may make this damn ball of stone beating your kid all the damn time. Sometimes you can look at them funny. Sometimes you take away their Xbox One, and that's the end of the damn world for them. So I think you have to do that kind of investigating, try to figure out what they love and what you can take from them. In terms of talking about teaching, sometimes you just need to let them know, because again, like I just talked on, they just need some instructions. Because kids see now. They see now. And the older you get and the wiser you get, you start understanding the power and foresight and understanding how life works, looking into the future and knowing where you are and where you want to be at in life. Kids don't see that. Kids, they think about what they want to be when they grow up, but they're really focused on now, what they wearing to school, what kind of shoes they got on and everything like that. But they're not really, the average kid's not really focused on decisions and things they make, how that's going to affect them. If they fail this test today, will it really stop them from getting fail this class? Will it really, hinder their chances to get in college? If they get suspended, will that, from a fight they had in 10th grade, is that going to, make a college recruiter look at them funny when they come there? They don't think about that. So sometimes we just need to teach our kids just to let them know, certain what the consequences and the ramifications of some of their decisions and behaviors to make. The third thing is what a lot of parents don't do, and this kind of go back we started earlier. You got to give your kid a chance to make mistakes. And we start talking about, when the less control you have over your child, the older they get. The problem come up is a lot of times parents won't want to let that control go, and that's and that's understandable. Now you do got some parents, they don't give a damn. They 4 years old, they walking out through the apartments with that dirty pamper on. They don't know where the hell they baby is. Somebody knocking on your door. Hey, this your baby? Oh shit! Wow, damn, I'm trying to look at soap operas, and they don't care. Right. But the vast majority of parents, we're very protective and covering. That's our baby. Mm-hmm. They 30, 40, 50 years old, they'll still be our baby. And we have to let our kids be in a situation to make mistakes, because if we don't let them be mistakes and they get out in that big wide world, they'll never learn how to make decisions. That's the opportunity to learn how to make decisions. You just hope in those boundary lines of making decisions and doing things, they don't make a mistake they can't recover from. I always use the analogy. You want to let them get their feet a little hot or warm by the fire. You just don't want to let the foot get burnt the hell up. Just make recover mistakes that you can learn from and everything like that. And I think a lot of kids out here, they just haven't had the opportunity to grow and make decisions. And I can even just look personally, because my kids are so active in athletics and other things, and their life is so structured. A lot of times they haven't been, privy to that and stuff like that. We try to make a conscious effort for them to think and make decisions. I think they do a pretty good job of that. We do a pretty good job of doing that. But also, I can honestly say they're not sheltered, but they haven't experienced a lot of things because their life is so structured. Right. We got this going on, we got that going on, we got to be here, we got to be there, and they go out and hang with their friends when they have downtime. But sometimes they may be resting, they may be tired because they've been traveling. But when they do it, now's that time to do it. But to me, they don't get a chance to do it enough to be out there. Because, again, once they get out on their own, go to college and stuff like that, now you got all these kind of different things in their face. And they have to make those decisions. And, of course, they got mom and dad on their shoulder, telling them, hey, you should have did this, you should have did that. But it may not be, as influential as a big behind and a blunt in your face. We'll say, gone, mama, gone, daddy. Come on. Can't turn out that big behind that blunt. I don't care what my mama said. We'll deal with that later. No. Trust me, I understand. I know. Yeah, listen, right. So right. those things that your kids gonna have to go through, and so we want to make sure that we're giving them opportunities to make sure they are able to make certain decisions. We also, when we have those incidents, well, before I go to the last couple ones, again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burton. Make sure you go to the channel, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of good information on there, a lot of good videos, and if you miss some of this broadcast, you can also go back and look at it later. The next thing I want to go over is discuss what happened. Make sure we discuss what happened. What you did right, what you did wrong, what you couldn't control, and make sure parents, we harping on accountability. Hey, listen, don't be blaming others for shit you did. Don't be trying to sit here and get it off them and say that. Focus on what they did. Because if it was something that told out of their control and they didn't do it, y'all wouldn't be having that damn discussion. That'd be a whole different conversation. So if they did something, even if it's with other people, make sure you focus on, listen, you did this. And if you did that, I don't care if they did something much worse, you part of it because you was in the car with them. They might have robbed somebody, but your ass got in the damn car and you knew you shouldn't have been in the car with them. So that's one thing. Make sure we're teaching them accountability. Next thing, know that each child is different. The corrective measure you handle with each child is going to be totally different. We kind of touched on this earlier. Know if your kid is the one you got to yell at, smile at, hug, fuss, grab, pop upside the head. you got to be that kind of psychologist as a parent to know what makes your child tick. So you have to make sure you put those things in place in your mind to understand what can I do to do it, because you can just raise hell and tear the house up, cussing them out and this, that, and that, and they just focus. Mama crazy as hell. She is crazy as hell. She just tore the house up, and the message that you had, which could have been super important, never got across.
Never got across.
Exactly.
Hey, my son, my oldest son is 30, and my daughter, she's 29, and my youngest son is 24.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were raising them, well, actually, he's 27.
Time flies.
Yeah, my youngest son, 27. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that threw me off. But when we were raising them, my sons are more mellow. My daughter is the hell raiser. For some reason, she's just the hellion. She has. We always say you just got my ex-wife used to always say you just got hell in you. But she was just. I don't know if she was just had hell in her or whatever, but it was just like whatever you tell her to do, she would always do the opposite. I don't care what it was. You tell her to tie her shoe, tie your right shoe, she gonna tie the left one. You tell her to tie your shoes up, she gonna untie them. I never understood what her problem was, but I don't think it was a problem. I think she just I really think she has a problem with authority, but she did well in school. So it was kind of like you do well at school, but as soon as you get out of school, it's like the switch clicks on, and you just become this rebellious hell child, and you don't want to listen to anybody. So it confused us for a while, and then one day my ex-wife just got upset. She just was yelling and fussing because Jaleesa, my daughter's name Jaleesa had did something. I forget what it was. I believe we had a pool in the backyard, and it was like a plastic pool or something, just something for them. And she poked a hole in it or something because I think my son didn't want her to get in, or they were splashing her or something. So she got mad and said, well, nobody's going to swim in it. So she poked a hole in it. Instead of my wife pulling off and talking to her, asking her why she did that, she just got all upset, mad, and cussing and fussing. And my daughter just looked at her crazy. And then after she was done with all that fussing, the hole was still in the pool, and nobody was swimming. So I finally just said, Jaleesa, so why did you do that? She said, well, I didn't want to do it, but it was like I just kept looking at them. They just kept laughing at me because they kept splashing me, and I didn't want to be splashed, Daddy. So I just figured nobody should be splashed, so I poked a hole in the pool. I said, so basically, you just wanted to be. You was trying to teach your brothers a lesson, and you was teaching yourself a lesson because now y'all don't have a pool. So what you gonna do now? So I didn't even think about it that way. So at that point, that's when you say, see, you got to think about those things. What are you going to do tomorrow when it's 102 degrees out here and you want to swim? You can't do it now because you poked a hole in the pool. And then she was, so you just thought about what you wanted to do today, but you ain't think about what you want to do tomorrow. So my point was that my wife doing all that fussing didn't do anything. She didn't take time out to talk to her because she didn't learn it. She just cussing and fussing for no reason at all. And it didn't help the child. It didn't help her in any way. So that's my point with you saying all that fussing and stuff. It don't really help. Children gonna do what they want to do anyway, eventually.
Absolutely. And one thing that's probably a skill that every parent need to do, just kind of going what you said, you got to have some kind of insight in you to understand that every action is not necessarily a behavior. It may be personality. It may be some things on how they handle certain things. It isn't necessarily behavior related. Some things just, might be personality ain't like that. They just, I don't like talking. Ain't that wrong with you? I don't like talking. Some things just how they function. You just got to kind of know your kid. And that's where communication is so key. I got one son, can be a social butterfly. I got one, my baby boy, he don't like nobody deal with him. He is cool. He don't want to be bothered. He's very close to his family, but at school, and the teachers were like, well, William doesn't like working with anybody. William just, and again, hey, William, for this project, you need to work in a group. But he just doesn't like being bothered with people. There's nothing wrong with him, and there's nothing wrong with that behavior. It's just different. And a lot of times, we, as a parent, we forget certain things. Well, of course, the action was taken. We need to take corrective measures. But like you said, look, you ain't even thought about that. Now you ain't got a pool. And it's just a personality thing. Well, hey, I ain't think about that. And that's just something that parents really, really need to work on, having that kind of insight. My last point, and I think every parent has to practice this when we dealing with our kids. Make sure you let your kids know you love them. Tell them, show it to them. A lot of times, uh, there is the difference. I think let your kids know you care about them and you love them. Um, I can care about a coworker. I can care about a project. I don't necessarily love it.
Right.
And some of the behaviors I do show I care about it. And some of the actions I take, certain things, man, I love doing this. I love talking on this radio right now. And the passion I have behind it shows. And I think when you're dealing with your children, they need to know that you love them. They don't need to know you like them. They don't need to know you care about them. They really need to know you love them by your words, your actions, and all the above. So parents, understand your kid is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 only one time. So maximize that. You got too many parents right now on the radio crying because the kid got murdered. The kid is gone. They can't find them. And like I said, again, it's just that subconsciously taking them for granted. And they ain't always going to be there, and everything. We always want to make sure that we got certain things in place for them and planning things. But really, make sure kids know you love them. And like I said, just show them and tell them as much as you can. I ain't say spoil them. I ain't say, help them do stupid shit.
Right.
Just make sure your kids know you love them. I think that's one of the best practices. Again, this is Deonte Burden with Changing Lives. You didn't get out the hook. I got a finance tip for you guys. Okay? Now, you guys didn't get the advantage of getting this finance tip because we started the show in November. But since we're at the very first show of the year, I'm finna lay it on you. Because what I don't want to have happen, and I know stuff happens we can't control, we're going to cut down those toy lines and everything, okay? Okay, now Pooch ain't on his high horse. Pooch just want to help everybody out. We're going to work on that Christmas budget in January 2019, okay? And pretty much this is the system that has worked for me, and this is pretty much what I try to pass on to all my clients. So y'all get some real free game and everything. There's no invoice attached to this. I'm going to make it very simple. We're going to look at, each week. So it's just each pay period. So let's say twice a month. If you allocate $25 to your Christmas budget, make sure that Christmas budget, you can go to your employer. If you're self-employed, you got to have a little discipline. So if you're self-employed, I would assume you're a little discipline anyway. But if you're not, go to your employer. Say you want to get allotment, start an account that you have no easy access to. No ATM access, no transferable access, nothing whatsoever. And that's your holiday account. We want to get a draft each pay period. So say we just want to hypothetically say you get paid twice a month. $25 a pay period. That's $50 a month. 12 months out of the year. You got $600 towards Christmas. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if you want to buy, that Louis Vuitton purse and all that kind of stuff, shit. I don't know if you need a damn budget. Y'all had need another hustle. But we're talking about the people that want a budget, okay? But you can add to or take from. But I think that $25, that's you cut into your bill budget. Might be cut into your cigarette budget or your other budget and everything like that. But I just want you to kind of think about that. So let's start that budget. Again, what I want you to do is open that account that you don't have any easy access to. Okay. We don't want to have no ATM access. We can't go in there and transfer money to it. We can't damn touch it unless we take our ass physically to the bank and go get that money out. Okay? From that point, go down, make sure you got that allotment or transfer set out each pay period, $25, $50 each month, $600 at the end of the year. Don't go less than $25 because you end up having to probably buying yourself a damn belt for Christmas. So I think that $600 is a safe number, so you can always add to it. You know what number is comfortable for you, but I know it's not as uncomfortable as you stressing in November and December, and you fighting them damn lines, Black Friday, and you worrying about how the hell I'm pay rent because you just spent all your damn January rent money on Christmas toys. So again, I think that's my finance tip for today, the first one of the year, and that's one of the most important. So we don't be bullshitting come next Christmas when we gotta do our shopping. Okay, there we go. In conclusion, again, I am Deonte Burden, hosting Changing Lives. I am an accountant by profession, and make sure you go on our website, Majestic Business Service. That's majesticbiz.com. Our number is 678-479-4007. Again, that's 678-479-4007. MajesticBiz.com. Okay, back to what I want to talk about. Tax season is here. It's coming up. Transmission started at the end of the month. And the question I want to ask everybody in this show, what are you going to do with your refund? This is the point where you have a lot of people coming to a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but more damn money you had in your damn pocket the previous week or two before. And this is also the time in the economy we have a whole lot of activity going on with bullshit. Because now you're sitting here looking, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that done, and you actually make decisions on items that's not going to do anything for you long-term wise. You know, you get this money in your hand, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000, and 2 or 3 purchases gone. And you don't know where the hell it went. I ain't saying nothing about the club or some probably the real actual stuff you go to, but I just want to kind of give everybody some insight and some advice when you come into this money. Because again, when you come into sums of money, even though I'm not talking like we having just, $100,000, but you have those kind of things, you can make a vast difference in your life if you're trying to do certain things, but you want to make sure you're making smart decisions with it. The first thing I recommend to people, when you get your income tax refund, now mind you, if you're talking about you got an emergency coming up and you kind of, need to spend it, you need to spend it. Okay, so I'm not trying to, act like I'm ignorant of that, but we're talking about the emotional, irrational decisions. So when you get your income tax refund, my first piece of advice I give you is sit on it. Okay, let's take about 2 weeks. Let's get over that new money euphoria and just sit on it.
Think about it.
Yeah, just it's there. I forgot all the hell about it. And during them 2 weeks, you can sit here and just kind of assess what's important, what you like, what you don't like, and everything like that, and come to a rational point where, hey, this is what I want to do. Once you get to that 2 weeks is over and you've made that assessment what's important, you can go on and make you some decisions. My advice to you is start kind of putting yourself, in alignment with the goals you set during the year, because you looked at my show with goal setting. Make sure you go to the previous videos if you can't find it, and give you a whole good blueprint on how to set goals for 2019. But make sure you make decisions on items that's going to benefit you long-term wise. Okay? If you're sitting on the floor is one thing, but if you got serviceable furniture, do you need the $4,000-$5,000 damn sofa set? And be realistic. Is that shit going to fit in that little bit apartment? Do you need to get that down payment for that car that you already knowing that you can't afford? Just, hey, get some, maybe a down payment on something more economical. Or get you a little $1,000, $2,000 hoop that you can kind of roll around with while you, progressing and get yourself, in a better comfortable position. But always remember, 2 or 3 purchases, that money can be gone. And it happens more than not by May, June, definitely July. It's like a damn country western scene. You got the tumbleweed blowing through the town. Shit. That's when everybody sell everything for the low, And you don't be in those situations because your decisions. So we want to make sure we're making sound decisions. So again, sit on that money for a couple weeks. Barring you don't have any emergencies or anything like that going on. Plan everything out and make good decisions about it and everything, because I want everybody to be prosperous and have a great stress-free 2019. And we can't control the shit. We can't, if you, let's say if your job moved, they restructure, you get sick or something like that. We can't control that. But you don't spend all your damn money and stuff like that, and you're trying to make sure that you can not make sure anything. You just sitting there balled up trying to figure out what the hell you do with that money. We don't want that. We don't want to do that. So make sure we get those refunds. We kind of sit on it for a little bit and make them decisions. 'Cause I know a lot of y'all rubbing y'all fists right now, trying to do it. Okay. All right. With all that said, listen, again, with Majestic Business Services, we are a small business service firm where we're one-stop shop for small businesses. We do the bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, consulting. So number one, if you do have aspirations and you don't know what to do with that refund, you think about starting a business, hey, listen, go to our website. We do consulting. We pretty much hold your hand through the whole process between drafting helping you draft a plan to start your business, helping you create that business. If you want to get that LLC, S corp, C corp, we do all that for you. Hell, we even help you with the name correction. I got a lot of names in my head. Help you get the strategy, do the business planning, give you a strategy as far as helping getting finances. I have lawyers on deck. We can draft contracts for you, all kind of agreements. We have everything on deck. I have web designers, some of the best around, the best around. Get the website created for you. Bookkeeping, payroll, everything. One-stop shop. So if you are looking to start your own business, we are the people that you need to go to. Again, that's Majestic Business Services, www.majesticbiz.com. Also, you'll see the links on all the videos. Even on my website, you can book an appointment. We do the consulting. If you're looking for a consulting appointment, book it in. We also have the calendar set up for tax prep. Book an appointment today. Right now, we're offering up until the transmission start. I think that's the 26th or 27th of this month. We have cash advance loans up to $6,000, but we make sure you have your ID, your W-2, and all Social Security card for all parties. Again, ID, W-2, and a Social Security card for all parties involved. But right now, we are offering those cash advance loans up to $6,000. Hey, I've been in business. This is what 16, 17 years in business. I'm throwing a lot of numbers out there, but listen, you don't stay in the game that long if you're doing BS. Right. And like I said, we just made entrepreneur.com 360, one of the top 360 privately owned companies in the whole United States of America. I stand behind my work. I think if you ask around me, you'll get a good referral for me. When we do your taxes, you might not hear what you want to hear, but I guarantee you got it done correctly. So again, make sure you look us up. Again, that's Majestic Business Services. We're taking appointments right now. Again, those cash advance loans are being offered up to $6,000. So make sure you go to the website, book an appointment. If you're on the fence, hey, listen, I do consulting, life coaching. You don't know what's going on. You need to talk to somebody about your kids. Book an appointment. Okay. Again, what's needed again? For the loans, again, if anybody have any questions about those cash advance loans, again, what's needed, make sure if you book an appointment, I need you to, I can't go off last pay stub. I get asked that a lot. We can't go off last pay stub. Everything has to be verifiable. So I need that W-2, your driver, I didn't mention driver, I apologize. Your driver's license, W-2, in a form of a Social Security card for all parties involved. So again, that's your W-2, Social Security card, and a driver license for all parties involved. Did I miss and forget anything? I think that's it. But long story short, if you got any questions, please just give us a call, 678-479-4007. Again, 678-479-4007. Majestic Business Services. That's www.majesticbiz.com. And listen, I got a strong social media presence. Y'all can look on these videos. I got a link to it. You go on my website. Go on my personal website, Chutney Burden. You'll see it. Changing Lives website. We got more than enough links and anything where you can get in contact with me. You can book an appointment. So you have no excuse. Again, parents, accountability. I don't want to hear, I didn't know, I didn't see. I got trust me, Poochie got every excuse covered for you, okay? So listen, I've had a great time talking to you guys. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you have a safe and exciting New Year. I got some exciting, great shows planned for this year. Like I said, again, I love doing this. I can do this on top of my head, just talking to you guys, giving you guys information. I love everyone. Tune in next week. We got another show planned for you then, so take care. And thanks again for tuning in.
I want to throw one more thing out there to y'all.
Throw it.
Hey, and if y'all can't catch him on his links, y'all can catch him on any podcast sites. His shows are on all the podcast sites: Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, iTunes Podcast, Acast, just a bunch, Mixcloud, SoundCloud. So if y'all need that advice, y'all know where to get them.
Absolutely. And last, you can also even go on down Google and put in Deonte Burden or Changing Lives hosted by Deonte Burden. Yes. You have no damn excuse. So make sure you tune in again next week. Make sure you're looking at all the other shows on our radio station and everything. Support everybody. Again, I think what's the next show? Friday.
Yeah, Friday be the next show.
Friday.
Friday we're gonna have Let's Talk Smack with Tay Mac,
Uh huh.
8 to 9, and then Saturday Wake and Bake, and Sunday Encounter at 11 to 1, and then Westside Misfits from 3 to 5.
Okay, look, we got your whole damn week mapped out, so you have no excuse. You got nothing to do. Make sure you do it, and also subscribe to Westside Media Group YouTube page. Got all the shows on there too. Again, this is Deonte Burden with Changing Lives. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.